Hey, thanks for joining me today. I've got a great question from Beree in Moscow. She says, Dear Don, I am a new worship leader in the youth ministry. I understand that new worship leaders need to be raised up, but there is this certain singer that imitates my every move and voice inflection. Now, this really irritates me a lot, and I really don't like the feeling I have in my heart when it happens. Have you been in this kind of situation before? If you have, how did you deal with it? If not, what do you suggest I should do? Should I talk to this person? That's a good question. You know, someone said imitation is the highest compliment you can receive. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So I wouldn't be too worried that this person is imitating you and trying to, use your voice inflections. And this is the way people learn. And you talked about raising up young worship leaders and worship team. This is the way they're going to learn. They're going to learn from somebody. They're listening to the radio. They're listening to the internet. But singers will listen to singers and try to imitate them. Instrumentalists will watch bass players. Abraham Laboriel played bass with me, and everybody tries to imitate exactly how Abraham played. And they can do it, but that's Abraham's style. That's who he is. So I just wouldn't be too worried that this person is imitating you in your inflections and the way you do things. I have people from all over the world, because I've done the DVDs, they've told me they watch my every move. They they move the way I move. They play the way I play. And to me, that really is a great compliment. And if you're particularly interested in raising up young worship team members and worship leaders, make sure you're giving them something great to imitate. And a good thought here is Paul, the Apostle Paul said, imitate me as I imitate Christ. So what are we giving our worship leaders to imitate other than just musical inflections? There's a lot more to worship leading and to being a worship leader than just music. Music doesn't equal worship. Worship doesn't equal music. So let's look at the life of Jesus real quickly. Jesus, in my mind, was the ultimate worship leader. Yet he didn't talk a lot about music and the industry that we've made it into today. What did Jesus do? Well, he invested his life into 12 people. He was approachable. He was the Son of Man, but he was the Son of God. Guess who loved to be with Jesus? Children, sinners loved to be with Jesus. And boy, there's a good example there. How can you live your life as a true worshiper using Jesus as an example as you try to raise up these young people in your church? And oh, by the way, we come together and we sing songs of praise too. So don't make it all about music. Give these young people something good to imitate. Hey, if they want to imitate your voice inflections, great. God bless them for that. I think it's wonderful. I think it's a great compliment to you, and I wouldn't worry about it. Just make sure that you're keeping your standards high and you're giving them something great to imitate. So it's a great form of flattery, and you ought to be proud. I wouldn't worry about talking to him or her about it. Just give them some great stuff to imitate. Hey, thanks again for your question. That was a good one. And if you've got a question you want to ask me, go to DonMoen.com/Ask Don, and I will give it my best shot. God bless.
And all these guys, I'm thinking, what am I doing on this stage? And in one ear, I would hear, hey, Don Moen is not enough. You better dial it up, boy.